Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Deleted. My 24 female fiance, 27 male, left me for his one that got away, but now he wants me back. My fiance and I had been together for 3 years. He was my best friend. We laughed, cried, worried, and were happy together. Our families had mixed really well. Our moms became close friends really fast. He was my best friend, my confidant, my support, my comfort. I looked at him and could see our future together. Geez, I'm even crying remembering one time we took a blanket, went outside, and looked up at the stars like in some book. I never thought something like this could happen to me. The man I loved could have never done anything like that to me. It all started about 2 months ago. His ex, high school sweetheart, together 7 years, moved back to our country and wanted to catch up with Mark, fake name. He told me they broke up because they were unable to sustain a long-distance relationship when she left to pursue postgraduate studies. They hadn't been in contact for about 5 years. She sent him an email, he showed it to me, and it was completely platonic. She was just curious about what he had become. He asked me if he could meet her and I said yes. I trusted him. So he went, but when he came back he was a bit withdrawn. He is usually really chatty, but he was dismissive when I asked him how it went, etc. So I let it go. However, in the following weeks, he was often on his phone. He picked random fights with me and didn't look me in the eyes when we had sex. Didn't whisper loving words either. I'm really touchy and clingy, and in our 3 years together, he had never once recoiled or refused my embrace, but he started doing it. I usually hug him like a koala when he comes back home from work. I'm a bit childish, I know, but he only let me do it twice. It was such a sudden change. I asked him what was wrong, but he just said he wasn't feeling too good nowadays. On a Saturday, I went to visit his grandma as we usually knit together. She taught me, and I was gone the whole day. I feel really close to her because she adopted me easily and reminds me of my own granny who died when I was in high school. When I came back, I found him packing his stuff. My whole world fell apart. He was being so cowardly. He told me he was sorry for making me suffer like this, but sometimes life gives you a second chance and you have to recognize it for what it is. That he loved me, but when he met his ex, he realized the feelings weren't the same. He said he regretted letting go of her, that he had found himself again, that it had been a difficult choice for him, but he had to take this chance. His ex wanted him back. She had realized what she had lost and risked losing him again for good when he told her he was getting married. He supposedly refused her at first, but as time passed and they talked, his old feelings came back. He hoped I would forgive him one day and understand. I cried as he was talking. It sounds stupid, but it was as if it was a stranger in front of me. He said he would still pay rent and part of the bills until our lease was up and I can find another place. He makes a lot more than me and I wouldn't be able to afford to live in our apartment on my own. I begged him not to make this mistake, that he was being fooled by an idealized memory of their past together, that he was having cold feet, but he was like a wall. He didn't even look at me. At about 10 p.m. there was a truck outside with one of his friends waiting for him. He apparently came to help him move. I wasn't really close with that particular friend, but he didn't seem sorry for me. Mark hugged me goodbye and left. I hadn't cried that hard in years. I slept in our spare room not to feel the emptiness of our room with his things gone. I sunk into the deepest pathetic mood and tried to call him, but it went to voicemail. I had no idea where he went, but assumed he was now living with his ex after 3 weeks of talking again. How ridiculous. I'm really lucky to have supportive friends and family. My best friend even moved in for 5 days. My parents wanted me back home with them, but I wasn't ready to leave. Mark is a bit messy and I'm manic, so it felt weird having everything perfectly neat. I missed his messiness. It was as if he was the one making our house a home. He used to joke about me wanting the house to look like it was on sale or in a catalog. Not waking up to make breakfast, not seeing him read lying on the sofa while I studied felt weird. Not buying his favorite snacks or powder protein when doing groceries felt weird. I felt really lost at first. It was like grieving. Usually, when people break up, their relationship was going south. But to me, it came out of nowhere. I still loved him. I was still planning the wedding and working on my side to build our future together. It was all gone in a day. I wish I had been smarter and refused he meet his one that got away. His family was dumbfounded. I still went to see his grandma and she told me he was a fool, that he would come back crawling to me. She was the first person who managed to make me laugh. His mom, my mom, and I started making calls to cancel all reservations. Luckily, the store accepted to take back the dress. We didn't pay much for the location as we cancelled early. Next was to inform the guests. He had been gone for about 3 weeks by then. His family was furious with him, so they didn't contact him much. The only contact I had with him was the signed check he made to cover the wedding cancellation. However, about a week ago I received a letter from him. He apologized for leaving me like this, said he made the biggest mistake of his life, that he couldn't even believe what he had done, that he was writing me this letter because he didn't have the courage to face me. Quote, "You were right. I was running after a perfect relationship that had never existed. I regret it so much. I thought I was in love with her, but in reality, I was in love with what she represented. My younger self with no responsibility and only dreams. I had cold feet and got afraid of moving forward into this new segment of my life. I couldn't stop thinking about you when I was with her. She is not you. She doesn't know me or love me as you do. She doesn't smell like you. I missed hearing you sing randomly throughout the day. I missed having someone nagging me to pick up my stuff. I miss planning Halloween parties for the kids with you. At the time I'm writing this letter, we would have probably been decoration shopping had I not been a fool. Everyone told me, but I was being a blind fool. I would do anything to go back in the past and slap some sense into myself. I would do anything for you to forgive me. I know we have already started canceling everything, but I'm ready to pay for everything myself. You can date someone else to even the score if you want, as long as you come back to me." End quote. I would write the whole letter, but I'm on my iPad and it's tiring. I just gave the important parts. He kept on with apologies and begged me to forgive him. Now, I told my family, left friends out for the moment, and his mom and grandma. Grandma had a very satisfying told you so moment. However, she is rooting me to forgive him. His mom was supposed to send a formal letter to guests to tell them the wedding was off, but now is waiting for my answer. I don't know what to do. I love him with all my heart, but what he did to me, I don't know if I can get over it. He made me feel worthless. He threw me away as if I was no one to him after 3 years. He gave up on us for some ghost from his past when we were at our happiest. If he can leave me when we are doing good, how will we sustain a marriage? Will he leave me the moment things get hard? He hurt me so badly and expects me to forgive him? He wants us to meet in a few days, but I'm not sure I'm willing to. I need some perspective. What would you do in my situation? Well, Opie, if I were you, I would tell his mom to send the letter. And I would tell his grandma, sorry, but there's no coming back from this. I think the key for you is what you said in this last paragraph. If he's willing to throw away everything because of a ghost from the past, well then he showed you his true colors, and maybe next time things get hard or meets somebody that makes him feel giddy for whatever reason, he's gonna leave you again. Unfortunately, he shattered your trust in a horrible way. And to top it off, in that letter he sends you, he says that he couldn't stop thinking about you when he was with her, that she doesn't smell like you. You know what that means, right? What he was doing while these things occurred? If I was in your shoes, OP, I would hold on tight to my support network and finish my grieving process. I don't know how much time it would take, but it's what has to be done. What about you guys? What kind of advice would you give OP, or what would you do if you were in her shoes? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. MM172 says, wedding's still off, even if you take him back. You can't move forward with plans to spend the rest of your life with someone you're justifiably afraid will leave the moment things get hard until you've resolved those fears. That's going to take a lot of time and counseling and hard work. And frankly, I don't think he's up for it. The fact he's suggesting evening the score as a way to solve this, rather than a whole new set of problems, is a huge red flag that he still has no idea what a successful marriage entails. If you're not completely ready to walk away, then tell him you need more time to think about what to do, and you will let him know when you're ready. But it really sounds like he's just running after what he can't have again. I wonder if he's even told his ex this was a mistake yet, or is he avoiding that confrontation too? Little Wooly says, quote, "You can date someone else as long as you come back to me," end quote. What the F is this crap? This says it all, really. He thinks that you dating someone else would be easy for you and that you have the same ability as he does to drop people at the sound of a hat. Seriously, OP, you need to move out of the unit. Let him pay for the rest of the lease as he promised, so that you're not reminded of him every time you receive a bill or letter for him. See if you can move in with your best friend for a while. Loopsy Loopy says, "No, please don't. Cold feet is getting in a stupid argument before your wedding or feeling a bundle of nerves or maybe just wondering if you're ready to commit. Cold feet is not packing up your crap and leaving to go F some other woman while your ex-fiancé is left home and crying. Your ex-fiancé is a real piece of work. Absolutely don't take him back. If he was willing to hurt you like that once, I can almost guarantee he'll do it again." Additional information from OP's comments. I know the smartest thing to do is to say, "Sorry, life isn't giving you a second chance at this, but I'm having too hard a time doing it." I even try to rationalize his actions, but I guess it would be best to just separate for good. I still have no idea where he is currently or if he still lives with her, but honestly, I don't think I should even care to clarify. You guys have laid it down really well for me, and I can even see things that I hadn't considered with what he did. I want to just answer, "Please do not contact me again," and be done. However, I don't know if it's proper. Okay, well, the community gave some solid advice and it seems like OP is heading or leaning towards that direction. So let's move on with the extended update to see what happened after this. I'm really thankful to everyone who answered and comforted me. You guys gave me the strength to look forward and not make a decision based on nostalgia. I felt really alone in my pain, but thanks to you, I felt a little less lonely. So, Mark wanted to meet. I unblocked him from my phone and told him I didn't want to meet and to please not contact me anymore. He answered, "Please, baby, I need to talk to you. Can we meet another day? I know I effed up really bad and hurt you deeply, but I'll do anything to make it up to you. Anything. You ask, I'll do it." Needless to say, it just angered me more. How dare he use terms of endearment with me? I just blocked him again after that. I met his mom later that week and told her to proceed with the notification of cancellation. We had an emotional moment and she told me even though she would have really wanted us to be one big family, she would have done the same thing in my place. She had hoped I would find the strength to forgive him, but she understands. And so the wedding is indeed still being cancelled. My poor brother, I told him personally, had already bought his plane tickets from Australia, but got a refund. I rearranged all the furniture in the house and bought new bedding sets to make a new start, and moved to the spare room for good. It looks really different and I like it. Apparently, he told our friends because some of them brought it up to me, asking if we were getting back together, but said they didn't want to pick a side. Then, that Sunday evening, I had a visitor. I never have people coming this late usually. It was around 9 p.m. When I looked through the peephole, I saw Mark with his ex. I seriously had a moment of panic. He must still have the key for the main entry since he managed to get to my door without using the intercom. I don't know if it was a cowardly thing to do, but I just chose not to open. I know they knew I was there and I heard him ask me to please let him in, that he just wanted to talk through the door. Honestly, even though I feel better, I don't think I'm emotionally stable enough to deal with him, and especially with his ex. They stayed out there for about 15 minutes and they left. I thought he would get the message, but they came again the next day at around the same time, and I didn't open again. They waited even longer. I know I'm not being an adult. I feel nervous in my own house because I dread the moment they'll come back. He knows my schedule and he came at the time where I usually come back from my Zumba class. However, yesterday was a holiday, so we didn't have class. I'm afraid he will come again and I don't think I can face him. I know I can't run away forever, but I need more time. Is this worth calling the police over? I fear it would make the problem bigger than it is and hurt our family relations. Our moms are really close. Should I just be a big girl and open the next time he or they come? Or do I wait it out? I'm curious, but I want to stand by my decision. I cannot pursue a restraining order on him, as it is his house and for the moment he has done nothing illegal. I could talk to his mom, but I doubt he would listen honestly, and I don't want to drag her into this business. I mean, he is a grown man and his mom has her own things to attend to. Honestly, she is already taking time to help me cancel the wedding, so I feel bad about asking more from her and I don't want to touch their relationship by involving her in this ex-couple fight. So I looked into the laws concerning harassment where I live and for the moment he doesn't qualify. He came only twice to a house that's in his name anyway. Also, I can't see how he would think bringing her might help, but honestly, just imagining having to sit with them both makes me uncomfortable. I would have to look at them and think about what they did to my life, and it would just cause me distress. I really have no idea why he is bringing his ex. I was so surprised, it makes no sense. Finally, my landlord isn't exactly the friendly type, so I don't know if I can bring personal issues like this as a reason to end the lease early. Most likely, he would ask for a meeting with both of us, and in the best case, it would take about 3 months as it is the minimum time required to notify our landlord about our desire to end the lease earlier before we can move. Either way, I definitely need to look for a new apartment though. In the meantime, I will probably go live with my parents. Also, I should be glad this happened before the wedding, and I just need to reconcile the image I have of him with what his actions showed me he is. And that's all we know and all the information I can gather. Unfortunately, right after this, the trail goes cold. So based on all the information we have and what OP shared, I believe she was able to move on with the wedding cancellation, left her apartment and went home to her parents while she finished grieving her relationship. And so all that there's left to do is wish OP the best in her future. Take care, OP. This post is from the subreddit Petty Revenge and it's by user Lunatunes291. Party with blasting music right outside my bedroom into the AM. Enjoy the shower. I live on the top floor of an apartment building. Last night I had a couple of friends over to watch some scary movies and to hang out. As the night continues, we hear the music get louder and louder outside of my apartment. The next door neighbors were having a Halloween party on their roof, and there were at least 50 to 60 people there. As Top 40 pounded relentlessly outside, unable to be drowned out by even the highest volume on my TV, the cheering of the crowd seemed endless. 12 AM came and went. The party showed no sign of slowing or quieting down. I'm all for parties, but have them indoors past a certain hour. Don't keep the whole block up listening to Doja Cat with you. That's when I remembered the water guns. I had gotten them on Amazon during a particularly brutal hot week of summer, but they had laid unused in my closet for the past few months. The forecast did say scattered showers, and nothing got an outside party to wind down better than inclement weather. Embodying the trick half of the trick-or-treat spirit, my 3 friends and I each grabbed a gun, filled it up with water, donned our coats on, and ran up to the roof, squirting the guns off from 2 angles over the unsuspecting guests below. Cheers of fun turned into screams of terror as cold water splashed from above. As I pumped blast after blast of water off the edge of my roof, it felt like I was blasting every noisy neighbor I'd ever had that had kept me up all night with music, an all too common occurrence in New York City. We went back inside, cheeks flushed from our victory. We peeked out the window to see a few raincoats and an umbrella, but after 15 minutes or so, the party had fizzled out, and the music was blessedly turned off. As I was using the bathroom a little bit later, which has a window facing their roof, I heard a loud debate echoing about whether it had been raining or someone with water guns in the neighboring roof. One person swore they'd seen figures and heard them laughing. The other 2 said it was rain just like the forecast said. I guess they'll never know. Shrug. Well done, OP, hiding under the forecast and just raining on their party. Thanks for sharing, OP. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.